my fellow Marks, and welcome to this Clash of Champions edition of the Remark, where even the title of Smarkiest Crowd of 2016 is up for grabs. It's going to be hard for this crowd to dethrone Full Sail, but I'm sure with enough preparation and CM Punk chants, they stand a fighting chance. My name's Martin, and I'm vying for a shot at Mick Foley's general manager position when he eventually loses it. After all, I'm a large, out-of-touch man who doesn't know how to shave, who is obviously reading from a script and demeans every segment of Raw. So I'm practically doing his job for him. Speaking of demeaning, the panel of experts is here to rob the word expert of all its meaning. They'll be joining me as I recap every noteworthy match of the night, providing their veteran insight. Oh, sorry, I misread that. I meant provided I don't jettison them mid-flight. Apparently I wrote this when I was on a plane. The first match of the night is Nia Jax versus Alicia Fox on the kickoff show. And Jerry Lawler hijacks the broadcast in order to send a message back through time to himself before he met Stacey Carter.
Run! Run as fast as you can and as far away from her as you can possibly get.
Nia Jax destroys Fox so brutally, she might as well be on horseback wearing a red coat, blowing a horn that sounds like Vicky Guerrero having an orgasm. And the referee knows something about Alicia that we don't.
Come on, get him out of the corner. Come on,
Nia wins in a match that couldn't have been more of a squash if both wrestlers had been taking part in a high-speed game of racquetball. Up next, it's a tag team title match between the New Day and the Club. And of course, Jerry Lawler, seasoned commentator whose entire job is to present complex ideas as simple sound bites, struggles to present the idea that both teams are different.
Those two teams
what are you talking
could
about?
not be more not alike.
Yes, they couldn't not be more unlike each other. Their differences are so dissimilar that they could be described as being unidentical. Xavier Woods reminds us why these two teams couldn't not be more not alike.
They're not like us. They're not fun. These are the kinds of guys that give out raisins at Halloween. These are the kinds of guys that wear tube socks and flip-flops.
These are the kinds of guys who rely on the same catchphrase instead of putting any semblance of effort into their promos. Oh wait, I forgot which team we were talking about. The New Day do battle with the Club, and we learn that the New Day have been able to maintain their title reign for so long thanks to mentorship from their teacher, famous 80s animated music video sensation MC Scat Cat.
It seems like every time the New Day takes 2 steps forward, they take 3 steps back.
Biggie and Kofi hit their double team finisher to retain the titles, and Michael Cole is excited to make progress in Persona 3.
The Midnight Hour!
Up next, it's the pay-per-view debut of the Cruiserweight division, and Renee Young is here to introduce the one who holds the gold.
32 hopefuls, but we could only be crowned one new Cruiserweight champion.
That's right, the expert panel were crowned the new Cruiserweight champion. You're probably wondering, how did 4 people not only win a singles title, but also make weight for the Cruiserweight Classic tournament? Well, it turns out there's a loophole whereby if your combined IQ is below 205, you qualify. To bring the viewers up to speed, the expert panel provides remarkably insightful commentary to the recent Fatal 4-Way match on Raw for the #1 contendership for the Cruiserweight title.
Man.
Brian Kendrick?
Booker T nails it. Sorry, Booker T fails it.
The world right now is watching, Grand Metal League. They're watching TJ Parker.
The WWE panel of experts. We don't know what our champions are called. Despite completely ballsing up TJ Perkins' name, the expert panel does a good job of pushing his experience as an in-ring competitor for more than a decade. And then Jerry Lawler says, nah, fuck that noise.
Yeah,
Brian
16-year flash in the pan, right?
Well,
Let's see about
I'm just
that.
talking about, hey, if it didn't happen in the WWE, it didn't happen.
Ah yes, much like Lawler's historic feud with Andy Kaufman on the Memphis wrestling circuit, which never gets brought up in media because Vince didn't think of it. The Jim Carrey movie Man on the Moon just had 20 seconds of a blank screen in respect of Vince McMahon's wishes. So after all that tremendous build-up, TJ Parker, a man who has done literally nothing before coming to the WWE, comes out to defend his title against Brian Kendrick. And if you don't care about that, you might as well be a dead person. TJ Perkins' entrance theme is an homage to Mega Man, but the satisfying kind of homage to Mega Man, not Whatever that is. TJ successfully defeats Ramona Flowers' first evil ex, Brian Kendrick, and then after the match he does an infinitely better job of describing his recent career than the expert panel did.
Can you describe what this last month has been like for you?
Sheamus goes up against Cesaro in the 7th match of their best of 7 series, and the Ginger conspiracy continues.
Okay, I got Lita in my corner here, you know, the Gingers combined.
All
You know what I'm
right.
saying? We know what's going on.
With Sheamus' ability to look stupid and Lita's ability to sound stupid, there may be no stopping the Ginger uprising. Things are about to get ginger nuts. Well, all the British people appreciated that joke anyway. Cesaro and Sheamus have a knockdown, drag-out brawl that literally steals the show and features Cesaro almost killing himself off a suicide dive. Who would have thought that a move with the word suicide in its name would be slightly dangerous? But don't worry. In response to the move's obvious career-risking tendencies, Vince McMahon has officially renamed it the Totally Harmless Tope. So now everyone can still do it and there's nothing to worry about. Michael Cole knows what this pay-per-view is all about.
Well, guys, there's a reason tonight is named Clash of Champions.
Yes, there is a reason. Heaven knows why it's being brought up right now when there are no championships being clashed over, but still, reasons abound. The match ends with a definitive conclusion that lets us know which was the better man and makes this entire series of 7 or more matches seem worth watching in retrospect. For posterity's sake, here are the last few moments of the match, including the winner's celebration as the crowd cheers and claps out of respect.
Psych! We burned that footage.
Next, it's the triple threat for Charlotte's women's title. But first, Sasha Banks is hit with one of the hardest interviews of her entire wrestling career.
Sasha, what emotions are you feeling heading into tonight's triple threat match for the Raw Women's title?
And Booker T's watch alarm goes off, waking him from his nap.
Book, you got a little something up your sleeve.
We're here.
Lita strings together a sentence about as well as she used to string together a wrestling sequence.
Bailey is a wild card because you also have to feel, everybody competition when you're in there.
Charlotte, Bailey, and Sasha have a spirited wrestling match that harkens back to their NXT days, and Michael Cole knows something about Sasha that we don't.
Now Sasha's got Charlotte right where she wants her.
Charlotte dominates while Dana Brooke provides moral support from the outside, and Byron Saxton has to stop reading his copy of 50 Shades of Grey when things get a bit too heated.
Dana Brooke is simply a beneficiary of the knowledge of Charlotte.
Just take your blindfold off for a second.
Bailey and Sasha have a brief show of teamwork where they try to take Charlotte out together, and Michael Cole forgets that this isn't a UK exclusive pay-per-view where nothing important happens.
Got a rebellion on her hands.
Charlotte has her hands full with Slapper Banks.
Oh, Sasha not giving up now. Look at the boss go.
Charlotte is on the verge of tapping to the bank statement, only for Dana Brooke to snatch victory out of Sasha's hands at the last minute. So, of course, Byron Saxton responds to this shocking turn of events with all the emotion of a man losing a life in a game of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, no.
Here comes Dana Brooke.
Get out of there, Dana.
Charlotte retains the women's title, while Lita sustains Roman's entitlement.
We've seen a different side of Roman, so we've seen some vulnerability in him not being able to just tear through everybody, and I think tonight should be Roman's night.
Nothing says vulnerability like not being able to beat literally everybody on the roster without breaking a sweat. Good on Roman Reigns for showing a new, more sensitive side to his character. The side that has him destroying most of his opponents, and not all of them. Booker T puts on his robe and wizard hat.
Winning the championship, it does something. It give you that cloak of invincibility. But I'm gonna tell you, when you lose it, I'm gonna tell you that cloak is lost, man.
I'm going to need a bag of holding for all the incomprehensible nonsense I've collected from Booker over the years. And let me tell you, once I lose that bag, it's lost, man. Roman Reigns takes on Rusev for his US title, but unbeknownst to Roman, Rusev has been training with a WWE legend, Oscar.
Focus is the key word because Rusev has been a man on a mission.
Roman Reigns comes out, and given that he's feuding with a filthy Bulgarian from a different country, the crowd chants USA! USA! But tragically, it's a crowd full of dyslexics, so they get stuck on the first letter and they all just chant the letter U at him. It's not boo. Byron Saxton sums up Roman's recent career trajectory.
Reigns has been like a laser-focused assassin the last few weeks we've seen him.
Yes, nothing says laser-focused like challenging for the Universal title in the middle of your feud for the US title. Lana attempts to run interference for Rusev, but the referee catches her in the act and says, "Niet, niet, don't do that," and ejects her. Roman shows an even newer and more vulnerable side to his character when he is unable to win every single championship on the Raw roster and instead has to settle for just having the US title. What a flawed yet deeply endearing character trait. The main event is up next, and as always, Jerry Lawler is on hand to explain Triple H's motivations for rolling Seth betrayings. Or he could just insult a woman's appearance, that's also an option.
Triple H needs Seth Rollins like Nancy Pelosi needs a Halloween mask.
Speaking of Halloween, I hear you can get a perfectly good washed-up has-been costume on a budget by simply raiding Jerry's wardrobe. Booker T spoils the match result.
Seth Rollins is focused on going out there and doing the job.
Michael Cole gives credit where credit is due. And also where it isn't.
You know, 3 former NXT champions have been world champions. Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, and now Kevin Owens.
Yes, Finn Balor is definitely a former world champion. I mean, he is the Demon King, so it stands to reason that he would be the champion of the underworld. It still counts. Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins managed to wrestle for the WWE Universal title without the entire crowd shitting on them, which is a stunning achievement in itself. And then Kevin Owens hits the running sarcasm off the ring apron. What, you've never seen him do that move? Here's Michael Cole to call it for you.
Is he okay? Come on, let's keep it in. Is he okay? Let's get him in the ring. I hope he's okay.
Yeah, the sarcasm by KO.
A bowling ball lands on Kevin Owens' head, and he believes that he's Triple H.
It's my time! Come on,
and then he gives all the smarks in the crowd a collective erection. A collection, you might call it.
When I'm done with you, you're gonna fade into black. You get it?
Oh, I get it, because Seth used to be called...
If it didn't happen in the WWE, it didn't happen.
Yes, Jerry. If it didn't happen in the WWE, it didn't happen. Seth Knockings rolls out the referee, and by the time Stephanie McMahon brings out a second one, Kevin Owens hits Seth with the pop-up powerbomb to retain his title. Once again, an astounding display of vulnerability from Roman Reigns to not get involved in the main event and beat up everybody and win every wrestling accolade known to man. It's just a very refreshing show of weakness for him not to do that. Compelling. Well, that's it for this pay-per-view. I'll see you at the next Clash of Champions next year. In the meantime, toodle pip.